Greetings everyone. At the end of July, One Page Rules announced that they will be releasing new starter sets for the two popular games, Grimdark Future and Age of Fantasy. I've already released videos showcasing the units and a battle report using the Grimdark Future set, which I will add a link on the screen and in the description. And now I finally got around to printing and painting out the Age of Fantasy set. Basically, these are starter sets for files that you can download for free that come with the PDF beginner's rule books, tokens to help you play the game both paper and 3D print, a small selection of models both paper and 3D print, a small selection of terrain both paper and 3D print, and a quick start guide PDF that walks you through how to play the game and a set of missions. These missions are a lot like tutorial missions in a video game, in which first it teaches you the basic movement and then advances to more complicated parts of the game as you go. If you are interested in these starter sets, just go to onepagerules.com and there is a large button front and center of the main page for the downloads. So as far as the models, here are basically what you get in the starter set for the Age of Fantasy. Starting with the tokens, I like to print and cut out the free ones that you can get in this PDF from One Page Rules, and then I glue them onto bingo chips that you can get pretty cheap from online. You can get a huge bag of these chips online and really just use these as long as you know what color is what. I also like to use these glass rocks that you can get from hobby stores. Use these for like decorations and stuff. They're kind of fun because they're easy to pick up and everything. You can also buy these in mass quantities from online in all kinds of different colors. Moving on to the terrain, you get two different files that you can 3D print. I guess you can call this forest terrain, but one of them is a sort of like a down tree or a log, and the other is a collection of bushes. The terrain is big enough to use for cover and for obstacles, but are not so large that it would be intimidating to print if you're new to 3D printing, which I think is a smart move for One Page Rules. These are very cool free models that I recommend downloading and adding to your collection, even if you don't need the units from the starter set. You also get some free PDFs in which you can print and fold up for paper terrain in case you're very new to wargaming. Moving on to the units. In this free set you get two different types of factions. One would be the Ratmen and the other would be the Plague Demons. Again, if you're very new to wargaming, you get free PDFs that look like this, in which you can print out all the units needed for the starter set. Here are some warriors of two different factions that I printed, folded, and taped together just using regular, everyday printer paper. This is the way my son and I started playing, and we had a great time in the kitchen on a clean table and just had a blast. If you are new to wargaming, the hardest part is getting the hang of the standard rules, and even worse, remembering the special rules of each unit. So I recommend just keeping with the paper models just to keep it simple at first, just to dive into the game and have fun. Now on to the actual 3D models, starting out with the Plague Demons. In this starter set, it is recommended to print different amount of units if you're playing the army scale battle or a smaller skirmish game. I am a skirmish player, so it recommends printing one unit of 3 Plague Warriors, 2 Furies, which are these guys with the wings, and 1 Swarm. For the paint job on these starter sets, I went very simple, just to show that it doesn't take a lot to get these models on the board. I also don't feel bad about using these starter set models to demo games out in public or to use them with friends. If one gets broken, I can print and replace one very fast. First, I primer all of my models in black primer all over, and then lightly hit the tops at an angle with a white spray primer, just to make what they call a zenithal look. Here's an example of a big model, just to show what that step looks like. You can see it's bright on the top, and then it retains the shadows on the bottom. And then on all the Plague Demon models, I covered them completely in a green shade wash, and then went back with a forest green speed paint, just for a few details and such. And then I use a brown color on a few bits like the belts and satchels, and a metallic speed paint for all the weapons, and that's pretty much it. Moving over to the Ratmen, for a skirmish game it is recommended to print 1 unit of 3 warriors, 1 unit of 3 grenadiers, and 1 unit of 3 veterans. Painting the Ratmen was a little bit more complicated with the clothing and the weapons, but I still kept it pretty simple and fast. I made a video of me painting a Rat veteran, which I will put a link on the screen and in the description of this video. I pretty much did the same technique on these capes, in which I started with a blue wash and then added a blue speed paint in the shadows and such. And then the rest is pretty much straight speed paints with all the different colors. This setup is basically the layout of the final mission in the quick start guide. Disregard a grid system on my battle mat. I personally like to use a grid system with movement and range attacks, but in the actual one-page rules game, you use a measuring device and inches to move your unit in pretty much any direction. I'll put these 2 objective markers down using these glass rocks and the placement that the quick start guide tells you. So that is the free Age of Fantasy starter set from One Page Rules. Hopefully I will be producing a battle report featuring this Age of Fantasy set just like I did with the Grimdark Future set. With that Grimdark Future battle report, I will put a link on the screen and in the description, so be on the lookout for this new battle report soon. Thanks for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys on our next adventure.